for this match. Now we did see Syria actually getting a double S and jump around full combo, together with the rest of the Japanese team performing really well. I'm just interested in seeing if Syria can keep that up now.
Just to be fair to Belgium for a moment here and take the spotlight a little bit off Japan, who are the strongest players on Belgium right now, would you say?
Drake Rainbow and Golden Wolf, definitely.
Definitely, yes.
Those two performed very well against the match against UK. And I believe it was actually Golden Wolf's effort which actually got a point over the UK team. So I mean, yes, those two are probably the better players in the team, I'd have to say.
If you look at the performance point system, I think like the kind of system that doesn't really appreciate players like Golden Wolf, mostly because he doesn't play a lot of hidden. There's a lot of players out there who have a lot of skill, but they're not exactly used the ranking system to gain any ranks, and so most people don't know about them, and they become quite underrated.
Yes, so it looks like we're going to be seeing a double time pick here. And for those of you who are wondering, this is Taketori Hishou.
It's the second fastest double time pick, 225 BPM, and it also contains a bit of streams. It does require you to be able to mash those keys really hard and fast.
There are a few people in the chat actually asking what the song is. I'll repeat for those who didn't hear it. Oh god, now I've actually forgotten myself. Good job, me.
Taketori Hishou.
Yeah, that's the one, thank you.
Careers, you said there's a bit of streams in this. At that BPM, that's actually, well, the streams aren't as long, that's actually faster than Freedom Time, is it not?
That's correct. But I think the aspect of what Freedom Dive really is not taken into the streaming speed is not really that relevant. It's about the frequency of the streams and also the space.
Of course,
duration.
Of course, I just wanted to let our viewers understand just how fast that is.
Also put into consideration the ZZZ map, I believe is 232 BPM. By far the fastest speed map in this set.
I think that does actually sound about right. Yeah, we've actually just seen a few breaks from the Japanese team. We've still got Ruruchi going strong on 99% accuracy.
I'm really not surprised to see Golden Wolf playing this one well. He's the sort of player that can do this with ease, really.
Right now, everything's on Drac Rainbow and Potofu right now. They're the ones holding their teams up right now. If either of them breaks, it could be bad.
Yeah, the scores right now are very close.
Yeah, I'm actually quite interesting to see if this could actually be a win for Belgium. It would, of course, for the match's sake, be a great thing to see. And still only one full combo on both sides. Really, it's up to the rest of the team to just not break.
No, that looks, yeah, Drake Rainbow did break, so that will be one for the Japanese team.
Unlucky for Belgium, they were really close in this one.
Yes, I mean, again, they aren't exactly a high-seeded team. In fact, I think they're unseeded, aren't they?
They are unseeded, but mostly because there are no records about Belgium. They're a newly introduced team.
For an unseeded team to do this well against Japan is really good.
And it's not the only team that's been doing better than people had expected. Also, Philippines, an unseeded team, has been doing pretty well.
And we also had France actually even get a point off Korea.
Even Norway was pretty close to doing that, actually.
At the very least, Belgium should earn the respect of a lot of the viewers because they have been performing quite well against the high-seeded team.
Oh yeah, I'm very impressed with how Drake Rainbow and Golden Wolf are performing.
And just while we're on downtime again, would anybody like to explain how the teams were previously seeded?
I believe that they were seeded based on how well they did in previous OS World Cups, not by just which country it is.
I think it's a compilation of many things. I think it's about performance we've seen so far. I think it's about the expectation of each and every team. I also think that if there's sort of strong players, that has really been.
But I think they take all that sort of stuff into account from the previous World Cups.
Yes, but I think most of the information comes from the previous World Cups, and it's also probably the reason why some of the teams have been ending up unseeded. Although you have to consider that the fact that some of these unseeded teams are really strong might be something that indicates the general quality that this tournament has achieved over time.
I think this is also the first time that Belgium, I think it's been mentioned before, but I think this is the first OS World Cup that Belgium has participated in.
That is correct.
Also, no, this is not the first OS World Cup, this is the fourth. We've had 3 previous ones before. The first one was won by Taiwan, the second and third were won by Korea, and now we're on the fourth one. And it looks like we're gonna see a hard rock pick now.
In the last year, a lot of the viewers were rooting for Japan because we've never seen Japan winning the tournament before. They were runner-up last year, the year before.
Yes, Japan has often done very well. I'd also just like to remind. The people actually in the Twitch chat, if you could please watch your language. I am seeing a fair amount of unwanted language, and I'd hate for a poor channel discussion to ruin the atmosphere. So if you could please just watch your language, that would be much appreciated. So yes, we're now on to the next pick, which is Karen, which, as I previously said, was a hard rock pick.
So it looks like Japan has taken a nice lead in this match. It could potentially be the last match that we see in this if Japan wins again.
Probably the most relaxing hard rock pick.
So I'm looking at the previous scores and I see this Onano Ona Toyuri game, and I'm just really amazed by this quadruple full combo by Team Japan and the double S of Doctor and Dark.
Yes, it was definitely very impressive indeed.
I think there's only one pattern in this beat map that's difficult to play, to be honest. Obviously, I did just have to miss that pattern when I was playing it myself. And it's in the bottom left corner. It will be in a little short while. And it's going like up and down, overlap patterns. It's so annoying to play, really.
Oh yeah, I think I just saw what you meant.
quite a nice bet by SP Boxer which got there. And it seems like Japan's pulling ahead now. We have 3 full combos by Gokuri, Potofu, and Karuta. But for Belgium, we also have Drag Rainbow, not quite full comboing, but having a pretty nice combo, and Golden Wolf, who has the full combo.
Surprisingly though, no double S's at the moment. It is one of the few beat maps where it's actually possible to quite easily pull off a double S, to be honest, if you do have the accuracy.
That's the thing, is that with harder, it actually makes it much harder. And you can see some bit of a cursor dance with Karuta over there. Really confident enough that he can hit all these notes.
For Karuta, this is really slow actually. He's a really fast reader.
And this is an uncontested win for Japan with 2 full combos by Potofu and Karuta. Congratulations to them. You can see all of the players' accuracies are over 99%. That's incredibly amazing. And for Belgium, we do have a full combo by Golden Wolf, so congrats to him. Really nice play there. But Japan's consistency takes this one and takes this match with a clean 4-0.
Yeah, I have to say, I think a lot of people saw the 4-0 results coming. But I do have to give a shout out to Belgium for a great match.
Yeah, they pulled up a great fight, definitely.
And they almost actually got a win too, which is even more impressive.
I mean, you have to remember that this is top seeded versus unseeded, so Belgium actually did really well, all things considered.
I mean, and again, this is their first actual appearance in the World Cup, so they might still be feeling some of that pressure, which can definitely impact your game.
Yeah, and with this win, Japan secures their way into the knockout stage first place, excuse me, with all 3 wins and only 1 game lost.
Who did they lose the point to?
Canada.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, go Canada.
Yeah, go Canada. Good work.
Tata kicking in.
Well, I gotta kick in when it's Canada.
Evidently. You know, Canada actually has really thrown my expectations out the window with this one. I didn't think they'd do quite as well as they did. They pulled up an amazing fight, in my opinion. Since their roster changed dramatically from the previous years, where they had top players such as Yoda Snap or Mythal, and they don't have these players this year, they still managed to do really well, in my opinion.
Probably trying to revenge the poor results that they did experience last year.
I'd just like to quickly interrupt here. Just for players who will be sticking around for the next stream, we will have China vs Sweden, which will be streamed, and alongside that we've got Latvia vs Italy, which will not be streamed, but we will bring coverage of this, and we will provide updates as we receive them. So
I'm going to look very, very closely at Latvia vs Italy, because I feel that it might be actually a very close match.
I'm hoping Italy will win. This is the big game for Italy, because if they lose this one, they're going to be under pressure to get that victory over the United States.
Yeah, right now Italy is not looking too bad. They've gotten the win against New Zealand with a clean 4-0. So now the challenge is to beat Latvia. If they can pull that off, they'll have 2 wins. It'll be a really comfortable spot to get into the knockout stage. And later today they have their 3rd match against the United States. So we'll see how they do against that.
I do suppose the next map will be up soon, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of beat maps this will be. Definitely, we will expect to see harder beat maps out, but for the round of 16, what do you guys think? What kind of beat maps do you reckon we will see? We've seen a lot of aim maps at the moment.
Well, seeing as it's China, I definitely expect some hard rock picks over there. They have Wobaini Macau, they have Nano, they have GGBY. They can allow themselves to pick hard rock, and for them to be quote-unquote a safe pick.
I was just thinking about the round of 16 the map pool for the round of 16, which is going to be released, I believe, a week before the matches initially start, as far as I know. Anyway, what do you think about the beat maps? Like, we don't know exactly what's going to come up from the what kind of decisions the team will make, the map selectors will make.
I have
what
no
do you
idea,
reckon?
actually. I really can't tell.
Because
maybe they're
in
gonna
the first
keep...
round, we've had like a lot of focus on aim maps in general, really. And some people, I heard players saying that they were perhaps a bit too similar, like the variation was not enough. It's going to be interesting to see if we can see some of the harder beat maps not exactly being so much focused around aim, but also other and different aspects as well.
It appears that
Heavenly Moon... Sorry, excuse me, yeah?
I was gonna say you're lagging, but you came back there.
Oh my.
Welcome back, Mr. Color.
So yeah, like I was saying, I definitely feel that there is impact in the faces on AIM. We have maps like Rose. Well, Rose doesn't really count, does it? It's kind of special in its own way. But Max Love, Heavenly Moon, and also maps like Shotgun Senorita that focus on very heavy jumps, and of course you have to have a perfect aim to do these.
Actually, since you're back, Mr. Color, I might take a break and actually have a very late dinner.
Alright.
I was
See you
actually
later,
have it
then.
like 5 hours ago, so oops.
I guess while Deadbeat's taking his little break, I'm gonna go have breakfast because it is like 6:50 in the morning right now.
Alright.
So I will
Yes,
leave
like-
Mr. Color and Careers to commentating.
Alright. I'll
You
handle
know,
it
like-
then.
Nearly 1 a.m. in the morning here, so... Anyway, I shall be back after I've had a bite to eat.
Alright. So see you guys later.
I'll probably jump in halfway through the map or something, the match, or I might just wait till the next one.
Alright. Enjoy your lunch then.
Dinner. It's actually dinner.
Time soon.
Yeah, gotta love them.
Yep, see ya. So, this match actually could be really close. China actually lost their first game against Austria, against all odds. They were really favorites in their group, and Austria came out of nowhere and pulled up a win against them. Can Sweden replicate that, as they almost lost to Philippines, but managed to catch up at an amazing rate, winning in the tiebreaker? Can they do this into China? I think
That's a
actually
good question,
China...
really.
Go ahead.
Sort of ways, it would kind of depend, do we consider Sweden to be as powerful or as a good team as Austria? I think that Sweden can be a really good team as long as they stay focused. And we did see that in that match. They had 3 matches, they were down 3-0. I think they just realised that there's no time to be nervous, they just had to perform. And as you can see now, they have Ginyu as well back, and that's just a great
Yeah, they have a great
boost
lineup.
up
Very
for the
promising.
Swedish side.
But either way, I think China. I don't know. I definitely see China winning this one. Even though Sweden has proven that they are good, they almost lost against Philippines, which was an unseeded team, which would have really created a sensation. Austria. It's true that Austria, nobody was expecting them, but they're actually doing really well. Now, for Sweden, I don't know if they can pull that off again. Because we do have China, it's a really strong team. Like I said, they have players such as Wobeini Macau and Nano. It's going to be really hard for them to beat them.
I don't see. It's not really hard to say, really, but I believe that the players in the Swedish team are just as good, really. I would rate them as high as if they are performing at their best, and as long as they do have their best players available, the Swedish side is really hard to deal with. I think they're just as powerful as Austria, and maybe even better than Austria. And I think that if China doesn't increase or improve their performance as they've shown this far, and especially from the first match, obviously, I think that Sweden has a fair chance. I do think it's in favour for China. I do believe that China is more likely to win, but I think you have to consider that a China which is not really playing perfectly and a Sweden that's doing the same thing as they did in the first match, I think Sweden can actually pull something off. So it would be actually interesting if we did make a poll for who should win. I do expect it to be a much more even result than we had earlier.
Definitely. See, the thing with Sweden is that, first off, I didn't think they were that good, because last year they really underperformed. But this year they have Yunyu, they have Nu, they have Slizzer, they have Shimak, they have Cytox. They have a really strong lineup.
Now it looks like they have Ruby in Macau as well. Awesome.
Oh, alright, so we're definitely gonna see some Hotdog. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Sweden, they really created the. I don't know. They just. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think of. Honestly, this group that they are in, there's been so the match have been so close, and there's been so many upsets. It's like you don't know what to think. But China, if you look back, I can't talk. If you look back at last year, they were actually already upset with Australia. And this year it happened again with Austria, which actually both teams this year are low-seeded.
Yes,
and Sweden is isolated, so normally...
China had a devastating start. They came up against Norway. They actually lost due to some problems with their connection. We did call for a rematch on that one. They won against Indonesia. No, it was Hong Kong or Indonesia, I'm not really sure. Anyway, it was... they won their second match, and then against Australia, they were beaten. Like outright beaten, and that's really incredible in my opinion. And so they did win against Norway again, but it was only 3-2, which means they didn't have enough group wins to proceed, and so they ended up in third place.
See, that's the thing though, is China has played 2 matches, they've won 1, they've lost 1. They've won against the Philippines, they've lost against Austria. Sweden, they've only played 1 game. They played against Philippines and they just barely scraped off a win. If Sweden wins this, China is going to be at a great disadvantage.
I don't think China can pick up properly if they lose this one. Having lost too much, usually the team that loses 2 out of 3 will never have a chance of getting forward anywhere. Like, statistically, I don't think it's even possible.
Well, that's the thing though, is that if they lose this one, they'll have 1 win, 2 losses, and of course Sweden will have 2 wins, so it's pretty much certified that Sweden's got this. Sweden actually could even take first place if they beat Austria later on. So really, China now has their backs against the wall. They have to win this.
I think Sweden's main objective here is, if they can't win this, at the very least, try and make the score difference ratio as low as possible. This is the second match after all, and make sure that they do grab a few wins as well. If Sweden runs off with a 4-3 result here, we see 7 matches, that would be optimal for Sweden in the case if they do lose.
If Sweden does lose this match, if they want to get into knockout stage, they have to win against Austria, and that's not going to be an easy thing to do. So, to sum it up, really high stakes this match. It's going to be very interesting to follow that. And I believe we have also another match for Group H this time. Latvia versus Italy. So this is actually interesting. Italy, they played 1 match. They've won 4-0 against New Zealand. So clear win on that. Latvia won 1, lost 1. They lost against United States and they won against New Zealand. So Italy, they're in a pretty good spot right now.
I think that, honestly, I think the Latvian might actually be a little bit better than Italy. This is my feeling, my presumption, really.
It's going to be close, though. I feel that this entire Group H, maybe apart from New Zealand, who now have 2 losses, it's going to be very, very close. Because you see, United States, okay, it didn't seem like they had too much trouble against Latvia, but it turns out that right now they are 3rd place because they have a really low score difference. They have to play against New Zealand soon, so maybe they can get a 2nd win here. But for now, it's Latvia, Italy, and the United States. They all have 1 win, so we really don't know.
That's the charm, I suppose. seems that Sweden's still holding the host for the first warm-up match. We don't know quite which it's going to be yet.
It seems like China's lineup for this is going to be Inabate, Frudo Erika, GGBY, and Wobeni Macau. Although Inabate just dropped, so maybe have a switch here. We don't know yet. Oh yeah, it seems like we have Nano also. It's going to be real interesting.
Starting to wonder who is the fourth player playing for Sweden. I'm pretty sure everyone wants to see Shimox for this one.
We already have Junyu, which was already, I think, part of the Swedish team last year and did pretty well for himself. For Latvia versus Italy, let's see, match is not full yet, but we already have leader Nemes and Andrea for Italy, and VMX, Logo, and Nomen for Latvia. It seems like the fourth player for Sweden is going to be Slither.
Slither was doing really well in the first match. Do expect him to do equally well in this one.
Yep.
He did really catch up and did a great effort for Sweden to be able to catch up with the 3 points.
Alright, and the fourth players for Latvia versus Italy. For Italy we have My Accuracy Sucks, and for Latvia we have 4C. So really a strong Latvian team right there. They have their, I think, possibly their best setup. So closing in on the on our schedule, so the warm-up matches should begin anytime soon. It looks like the first warm-up match, for Sweden versus China will be picked by Sweden.
It's a really none of this. Since we still have time, we can always discuss about Sweden and comparing the last year and the previous times that they've been participating. Yeah. What an extreme makeover of a team. I mean, Ginyu was pretty much the best player last year as well, but as a difference to then and now, Ginyu has really evolved. He's become one of probably one of the best players in